Hey guys, it's Saturday. It's the morning of the convention. It's 8 a.m. and I haven't been up this early in so long. I'm so tired. But what's new? I am about to leave my sister's place and I'm actually gonna go pick up food first before I head to the convention center. And it's this bakery. It's so popular. It's called Radio Bakery. I'm not sure if you guys have heard it, but I've been dying to go, but you have to get there at like 8 a.m. every day to get their like pastries and sandwiches, and I'm never up this early, so I've never been able to go. So today's the day. I'm gonna try and get some food and some coffee, and I'm so excited. Hopefully there's no line, but we'll see. Usually there is, so I don't know, but let's go. Hey guys, I just finished setting up. It's like 10:30, so I ended up getting here a little late because I had so many issues with like unpacking my car and then getting into a garage. But I finally set up. It's like 10:30. I've already made some sales, so that's great. But I'm starving now, so I'm gonna eat. I went a little overboard at radio, but I had to take the opportunity, you know? Yeah, time to eat. I'm starving. Update, it's 11:18, so a little bit over an hour since the convention started, and I made back my booth fee, so that's great. I do still have quite a couple expenses left, but hopefully I'll get to my break-even point soon. Someone just paid me in singles and $5 in quarters, so now I am very rich in quarters. Alright guys, it's not even 12:30 and I fully broke even. There's some expenses that are still pending, obviously, that I don't know how much they'll cost, but I covered it, like I budgeted enough, or I estimated the amount that I would be spending throughout the whole weekend, and I did break even, so now it's profit for the rest of the day. I'm editing my Totoro pattern while I'm here, just to, you know, use my time wisely, because it's not so busy where I can't like work on other things. So I'm just looking over a lot of the feedback that my testers gave me and making some changes. But yeah, it's almost ready. Like 2 p.m. it really died down. There was like nobody really around shopping, and I got so tired because I wasn't doing anything, and so I started to crochet to try to keep myself awake, and I was literally like trying to keep my eyes open, but it's okay. An hour left and then we can go home for the night, and I'm just gonna take it easy and sleep early because I'm so tired. But yeah, last hour push. I got Thai food for dinner. Doesn't this look so good? Oh my god. I'm hungry. Time to eat. It's day 2 of the convention. I got to wake up a little bit later than yesterday because we don't have to set up again. And I'm also not going to radio today because I'm just so tired. I literally like went to bed at like 10 p.m. yesterday, which is pretty early for me because I'm usually a night owl. So that's how you know I was really exhausted. And even with all that sleep, I'm still tired today. But thankfully, you know, I got a good amount of rest so that the exhaustion doesn't compound. But yeah, it's like 9 something right now. I am gonna go drive into the city, get some food. I am also gonna bring my leftovers from yesterday because I didn't finish my dinner. And I'll show you guys the booth when it's all ready. Okay, this is what my booth looks like for day 2. Not much has changed. Oops. Just because I have a lot of duplicates of items and not like a lot of variety, I definitely need to make more baked items for the top shelves for my next convention next week, so that's what I'm going to be prioritizing. But yeah, I only have 3 leggy frogs left, but I didn't have that many to start with. I sold out of my triceratops actually, so I just moved the penguins down here, but that's where the triceratops were originally. I sold 1 dumpling, so I have 2 left, and I sold the bunny in the back, so that's gone. And these are all the Kirby's I have left too. So yeah, that's basically it. I am gonna go eat breakfast now. For breakfast, I went to this cafe. It's called Slate. It's my first time trying it, but it was really packed in there, so I'm assuming a lot of people like it. I got a mushroom egg scramble. And I got 2 coffee. Oh, I spilled coffee everywhere, clearly. But I got 2 coffees this time because I was just so tired yesterday. I don't know if I could go through that again, so I got 2 just in case. But yeah, time to eat. Hey, I haven't been vlogging much, but it's because I've been crocheting. I've been trying to finish this ball, this pink ball. It's gonna be Kirby. But yeah, I finished the body, and I was focusing very heavily on this. But yeah, it's 4 p.m. It's definitely slower than yesterday, but I am more awake. Thank God for sleep and caffeine for doing what they're supposed to do. So yay, get to finish this. And I'm gonna make the arms and then try to make something else after this. I have enough energy to keep crocheting, which is good, so that I'm not like wasting my time just sitting here. Yeah, I'll update you guys in probably when it's over. Alright, I'm packed up now, basically, just a little bit more, but I came with a bucket and these 2 bags were full, and now I'm leaving with 1 empty and this one's like semi-full, like 75% full. But yeah, pretty good, not bad. Alright, I'm gonna leave now. Alright guys, it's time to recap Fanfaire in New York City. So, just a quick rundown. Fanfaire is a like local high school art convention, and it's 2 days. It was Saturday and Sunday, and it's mainly for local artists, and actually it's really mainly for the high school students to like sell their art and like, you know, showcase things that they've been making. So keep that in mind. I don't think it's a typical like convention. It wouldn't even be considered like a mid-tier convention in my opinion. It's probably like, I group it more with like a local art market rather than like a convention. But yeah, so keep that in mind when we're talking about this. I guess it is a convention, but it's like, in my mind, it's an art market. Just based on like pricing as well as attendance, things like that. So because it's in New York, obviously I didn't have to pay for housing. All I really paid for was the booth fee, you know, gas and parking, and then food. So my expenses were low, thankfully. I don't really recommend this for like outsiders coming in unless you have like a place to stay or you can keep your expenses really low. But the booth fee was really inexpensive, honestly. I paid $115 for 2 days, which if you've seen my other market videos, like usually I end up paying like $150 per day for a regular art market. So the fact that this was $115 for 2 days, I thought it was really worth it. But obviously like you make your own discretions. And the reason I don't really consider it as a convention because most of the attendees are the high school students or the parents related to the students or staff. So there weren't like many, or if at all, like regular attendees who weren't like somewhat affiliated with the high school. So obviously your pool is much smaller of like attendees. Plus, in my challenge video, I mentioned it really quickly. I knew that the majority of the attendants were high school students. So I did not work on any big items for this convention. I exclusively worked on like my small table things, the things that are in my buckets, because those are all like $20 or less. And I think that really helped me because, let me see, I ended up selling 22 whales. And I brought 25 whales. So I sold 22 of those guys. And it made sense because the whales are the cheapest thing at my table, and they were $8 at the booth. And it was funny because right before I did fanfare, I was like, I don't really want to have an $8 item anymore because it doesn't really like make sense. I end up having like a stack of like ones if they pay cash. So I was going to raise my price for the whales from 8 to 10. And I was literally going to do it for fanfare, but I realized like these are high schoolers, you know, so I'll keep it at 8 for this convention and I'll bump it after. So that's what I did, and clearly it worked because I sold 22 whales at $8, and compared to my octos that are $10, I only sold 7 of those, and there's only a $2 difference. So yeah, good thing I kept it at 8, right? But yeah, I mean, like now my whales are $10. Sorry, I'm back. There was an eyelash fell into my eye. But yeah, what was I saying? Bestsellers. Whales outsold everything. And then my next bestseller were the booty turtles, which nobody's ever surprised about the number of booty turtles I end up selling. I sold 10 booty turtles, so that was second bestseller. And then my third bestseller is a tie between the yellow chick and the big Mabel chickens. So those were my bestsellers of this convention, which honestly is pretty much what my usual bestsellers are. Usually it's not the whales, so that was the only outlier, but everything else, those are usually my bestsellers anyway, so it tracks with what I usually sell. But yeah, I ended up selling, let's see, a total of 95 plushies, which is not bad, right? 95 plushies for 2 days. I don't know how well other people really like usually do, but for me, I thought it was good, especially compared to my expenses. So that's usually how I base like whether or not an event was good for me, is like how many multiples of my booth fee I made in revenue. So based on that metric, I did well at this event, and I actually would do it again. I do know there were a lot of artists who didn't make that much, like just based on me like chatting people up and like talking about the event. So I am really lucky that like I guess high schoolers aren't my target market, so I ended up doing well. But you know, I think it's hit or miss, honestly, so just keep that in mind. Also, I spend a lot on food, but I also really like food. So obviously if you're not a foodie or you don't mind like being cheap on food, your expenses will probably be even lower than mine, but I don't skip out on food. In fact, like I probably spend more than the average person on food. Yeah, but if I really wanted to, I could actually like lower that food amount a lot more. Plus I was paying for like dinner and everything because I wasn't staying at home. I was staying at my sister's and she wasn't there, so I had to fend for myself, so I was just buying food. But yeah, keep that in mind as well. I thought that I would have more expenses because I thought I had to pay for like parking every single day, but I realized like Sundays, like you don't have to pay for parking in New York City, so I got away with that. But obviously it would have been a higher price for me. Also, they validated my parking, which is really nice because then I would have had to pay like parking lot prices on Saturday, which are pretty high. So thankfully they validated our parking and it was only $20 for the whole day. Overall, it was a good event. It was slow. Like keep that in mind. Like I think the first day especially, there were just straight
hours where I wasn't making any sales, barely any people were walking by, and I was just like trying to keep myself awake. I think you'll see in my clips, like I tried keeping myself awake with my laptop. Like I was working on my Totoro pattern, which is out by the way if you are interested, but that it didn't work. It made me even sleepier. So yeah, time passed by really slow at this convention, honestly. Anywho, that was the recap. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell for notification if you want to see when I post next. Yeah, I have a lot of like convention vlogs coming up soon because I'm doing a lot of markets in the like spring summer season, but I'll try to include some other stuff if you want to see other stuff. But that's all for now. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.